Hello, 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 hello. You're welcome to this fantastic YouTube live session. And I'm super excited about today's session. Woo! Yep. We're super excited. Super excited. All right, so we'll just give ourselves about another 5 to 10 minutes so that people can join. We'll give ourselves about 5 to 10 minutes for others to join. I just shared the link, so we're waiting for everyone to join. Okay, if you're joining in, I would like to know where you're joining from. Where are you joining from? What's your name and where are you joining from? What city, what country are you joining from? I would like to know. You're welcome. Today we'll be talking about how you can manage marital stress. You know, marriage can be very stressful at times. So you're welcome. Faith Godwin, good to see you. Good to see you. Where are you joining from? Yay, Jamie Vaughan from the UK. That's my project manager and my boss. You're welcome. You're welcome. Oh, Bukola from Lagos. Bukola from Lagos. You're welcome. You're welcome. Please share this link with your family, with your friends, because today is going to be awesome. We're going to be talking about something very interesting. We're going to be talking about something very interesting. So share this link. Share this link with your friends, with your family and friends. Okpe from Ilorin, Okpe from Ilorin. Faith from Lafia, you're welcome. Folake from Ibadan. Glad from Ilorin, you're welcome, you're welcome. I would like to know where you're joining in from. What's your name? And where are you joining in from? And from Abuja, you're welcome. And from Abuja, you're welcome. You are welcome, you are welcome, you're welcome. You are welcome. Ijoma from Enugu, you're welcome, you're welcome, you're welcome. Taiwo from Lagos. Taiwo, you're welcome, you're welcome. Olayiwola. That name sounds familiar. You're welcome, you're welcome. What's your name and where are you joining in from? What's your name? Mrs. Adeleke from Akure. Woo! You're welcome, you're welcome. Rhoda from Lagos. Awesome, awesome. You are welcome, you're welcome, you're welcome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Please share this link with your friends, with your family. Elo Chuku from Lagos. You're welcome. You're welcome. So we have Lagos, we have Akure, we have Enugu, We have Ibadan. We have UK. You're welcome, everyone. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. If you have not subscribed, please subscribe to this channel. Subscribe, and let's share. So wait for another 2 minutes. We'll wait for another 2 minutes before we start. Let's wait for others. Please, on the group, let's share. Let's let them know that we've started already. Esther Ololade from Ibadan. We have plenty Ibadan people from here. Lagos and Ibadan are leading. You're welcome. You're welcome. You are super, super welcome. So as you're joining in, I want to know your name and I want to know where you're joining in from. I want to know your name and where you're joining in from. Oluwafemi from Lagos. Anyoshino. Hope I've got the pronunciation well. What's the meaning of Anyoshino? Anyoshino. I know Shino is open the way. Eunice, can you tell me the meaning of your name? Oh, I got it. Awesome, awesome. You're welcome, you're welcome, you're welcome. Today, we want to talk about how you can manage marital stress. How you can manage marital stress. Marriage can be stressful at times. Marriage can be very demanding. And if you don't know how to manage it, there will be problem. So, how to manage marital stress. Morakinyo from Ogun State. You are welcome. You're welcome. Morakinyo from Ogun State. You're welcome. You are welcome. Uche from Enugu. You are welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. You are powerfully welcome. You are welcome. Joseph from Bauchi. Woo! You're welcome. Miriam from Abuja. Miriam from Abuja, you're welcome. Miriam from Abuja, you're welcome. So I just have 2 people from Abuja. Whoa. You're welcome, you're welcome. 1 more minute and we start. 1 more minute and we start. We want to talk about how you can manage stress. Emanuela from Gombe. Emanuela from Gombe, you are welcome, you're welcome, you're welcome. Madeline from Abuja. Madeline, you're welcome. Amarachi from Lagos. Lagos. Yes, Abuja are coming up. Abuja people are coming up. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. Please share the link. Share the link with your friends. Share the link. Share the link. Share the link with your friends. If you have not subscribed, make sure you subscribe. Awesome. Awesome. Okay. So we are going to start now because we don't have much time. Right? Anywhere we stop today, we'll continue maybe on Wednesday. All right. So today we want to talk about stress, marital stress. Marital stress. How many of you here, you are going through stress in your marriage? A lot of people are going through stress. If you are going through stress, just say yes in the comment section. I'm going through stress. Yes. A lot of people are going through stress, serious stress in their marriage, right? And marriage can be quite stressful at times. Marriage can have a lot of stress, and it is important that you know how to manage stress. It is very, very important that you know how to manage stress. And today we'll be talking about it. Now, the question will now be, what is stress? And what are the things that can cause stress? And why is stress dangerous? Why is stress not good for your marriage? So I'm going to start first talking about why stress is not good for you and why stress is not good for your marriage. Many of the problems people are having in their marriage is actually stress related. Many of the quarrel you are having with your wife and you are having with your husband, most times it is stress related or it is aggravated by stress. So if you don't know how to manage stress, you are going to have a lot of marital issues in your marriage. You are going to have a lot of problems in your marriage, right? Because stress is very, very, and the problem is that stress may not even be coming from your marriage. You might be stressed from your work. You might be stressed by your finances, but you can be transferring that aggression of stress towards your husband and towards your wife. And that is the reason why it is important for you to know how to manage stress. It is very, very, very important for you to know how to manage stress. So let us talk about how stress impacts you and how stress impacts your marriage. Now, most times when you are quarreling with your husband or you are quarreling with your wife, it may be because of stress. Imagine you are going through a lot of difficulties at work, and that difficulty at work is frustrating you, and you come back from work. The first person that you are going to transfer aggression towards is most likely your spouse. So many of the conflict in marriage, many times is because of stress. Now, I will still come to how stress affects your marriage. Let me first talk about how stress is affecting you. Do you know that according to the Center for Disease Control in the US, it is said that 75% to 90% of all doctors' visits are stress related. Stress affects your physical health. Stress affects your mental health. Stress affects your emotional states. Many a times, the reason why you get angry easily is because you are stressed. Stress will make you angry easily. Something that is not meant to make you angry, if you are stressed, you will get angry. Something that is not meant to make you frustrated, because you are stressed, you will get easily frustrated. Now let's talk about how stress affects your health. Then we'll now talk about how it affects your marriage. Number one, how does stress affect your health? There is a man called Professor Anselaya. The man is a medical doctor, one of the leading medical doctors. He has conducted over 1,000 autopsies. And they call him the father of pathology. He's the man that coined the word stress. He coined the word stress, and they call him the father of pathology. This man has conducted over 1,000 autopsies. He has conducted over 1,000 autopsies. Autopsy is the procedure they take people who have died through to know why they died. And this man said after he has conducted over 1,000 autopsies, he said that people don't die because of old age. That people die because one vital part of their organ has worn out too early as a result of stress. So he said that people don't die because of old age. People die because one organ has worn out too early in proportion to the rest as a result of stress. Now, there was a man that died years ago in Nigeria. I will not mention his name. He died at the age of 52. When autopsy was conducted, they found that this man died of heart attack. Now, in further research, what they call biological dating, They found out that this man, his heart was 108. He died at the age of 52, but his heart was 108 years old. 52 years old man, but his heart was 108. Can you imagine that? So it means that your organs are aging differently depending on the level of stress it is going through. So you can tell me, oh, Coach Dennis, I am a 40-year-old young man. My question to you is, how old is your kidney? You can say, Coach Dennis, I am a 35-year-old young woman. My question to you is, how old is your lungs? Because you can be 34 and your lungs is already 75. You can be, let's say you are 30 years old, but your kidney is already 80 years because of the level of stress your kidney is going through. That's the reason why you need to take care of stress, because stress can kill you, especially stress in marriage. If you don't take care of your stress, it can kill you fast. So that's why sometimes you can go to the hospital and the doctor can say, your kidney is like that of a child. Oh, you are 40 years old, but your liver is like that of a child. It's because that your liver is not going through stress. So if you are going through a lot of stress, your organs might be aging fast than your age. So you are just 40 years, but your kidney is already 100 years. So if God said you are able to live for 100 years, it means that you may die early. God forbid. And that's the reason why you have to take care of your stress level. Now, let me show you, because of time, how stress affects your organs. How stress affects your organ. Hatred affects your heart. That hatred you have for your husband, that hatred you have for your wife, that hatred you have for your mother-in-law, your brother-in-law, your father-in-law, that hatred is stressing your heart. Hatred stresses the heart. Now, everything I'm saying now, you can go and check it online. You can do your own research. Just type on Google how negative emotions affect your organs. You will realize what's happening. So stress affects your heart. Hatred affects your heart. Cruelty and impatience affect your heart also. If you are cruel to your husband, if you are mean to your wife, and you are mean, maybe you are mean to your mother-in-law, you're a mother-in-law, you are mean to your daughter-in-law, you are affecting your heart. Another thing that affects the heart, that can make your heart grow old, that can stress your heart, is impatience. If you are impatient with your spouse, you are impatient with your husband, you are impatient with your wife, you are stressing your heart. Most people, the problem they have heart problem. They're having heart attack. They're having heart failure, or they even have a hole in their heart. Most times it's because of the kind of stress their heart is going through. When you hate, when you are hating your spouse that you see every day, you are stressing your heart. You are stressing your heart. When you are impatient with yourself, you are impatient with your spouse, you are stressing your heart. Anger, frustration, jealousy affect your liver and affect your gallbladder. When you are easily angry, any little thing you are angry at your wife, any little thing you are angry at your husband, you are angry at your children, you are angry at your mother-in-law, you are angry at your father-in-law, you are stressing your liver. People that easily get angry usually are susceptible to liver problems and heart problems too. Research has shown that heart attack is related to heart failure, to anger. People who get angry easily are prone to have heart attack, high blood pressure, So if you don't manage those things, they will stress your organs. They will stress your organs. Fear affects the kidney. If you are someone you're always afraid, you are afraid. You have fearful thoughts. What if this my marriage ends in divorce? What if my husband is cheating on me? You are always afraid. Any little thing you are scared. You are very, very scared. What you are doing, you are stressing your kidney. And you may end up with a serious kidney problem. Now, why I'm saying this is because you need to learn how to manage your stress level. Either the stress is coming from your marriage, or the stress is coming from work, or the stress, wherever the stress is coming from, you must learn how to manage it properly. Right? I hope you're getting value. Please, if you are, I want to know in the comment. I want to know in the comment section. Say something. Say something. Let me know you are with me. If you are getting value, let me say I'm getting. Let me know if you are getting value. If you're getting value. Now, another emotions that affect us is anxiety. A lot of married people are anxious. You are anxious about your husband. Maybe your husband is always cheating. So when your husband is at work, your heart will be beating. You are anxious. What if it's with that woman? You have anxiety about your marital problems. Anxiety affects your stomach. Worry, anxiety affects your stomach. You are worried about Nigeria. You are worried about your finances. They affect you. Irritation affects your bladder. Anger affects you. And that's the reason why you need to manage your stress. What other ways does stress affect your marriage? Stress will make you quarrel with your husband often. Will make you quarrel with your wife. If you are always stressed, you will be easily irritated. Stress increases the conflict in the marriage. When you are stressed, you will not have patience with your husband. You will not have patience with your wife. It makes you easily irritated. One of the things that leads to arguments in marriage is that you are stressed. When you are stressed, you can easily argue. So you realize that at the root of many of the marital problems in people's life is stress. Stress also affects communication. When you are stressed, it will affect the communication in your marriage. You begin to misunderstand your spouse. Because when you are stressed, your brain shuts down. You will not be thinking straight. So when you are stressed, you're not thinking straight, so you will not understand your spouse. And it starts affecting communication. You start misinterpreting what your spouse is saying. And if care is not taken, you will start feeling resentful. So stress can make you resent your spouse. Sometimes it's not that your spouse is bad, it's because you are stressed. Now, whenever you are stressed, you are going to be stressing your spouse too. A stressed person will stress his partner. Someone who is stressed will also be a stressor. If you are someone that is stressed, you yourself, you will become a stressor. You will start stressing your spouse. And that's the reason why if you want to help your marriage, you have to manage your stress. Stress also leads to emotional distance. Remember, August 8 to 10, we are going to talk about how you can build emotional connection in your marriage. So please, if you have not registered for the free masterclass that is happening August 8 to 10, please make sure you register. Make sure you register, right? The link will be shared now. So if you have not registered for the masterclass August 8 to 10, please register now. Register now. Please, my team, share the link now for those who have not registered. So one of the things stress can make you isolate yourself. When you are stressed, sometimes you don't feel like talking again. You don't feel like talking to your wife. You don't feel like talking to your husband. And if that thing continues for a long time, you find out that it begins to cause emotional distance between you and your spouse. Many of the disconnection people feel in marriage At the root of it most times is because of stress. Once you are stressed, you begin to distance yourself. Right? And over time, you begin to feel lonely. You begin to isolate yourself. And if your spouse is not emotionally intelligent, he himself or herself should just leave you too. All right? So stress can affect the intimacy in the marriage. Physical intimacy affects physical intimacy. When you are stressed, you become touchy. When your spouse wants to touch you, like, leave me alone, Joe. Please, familiar, leave me alone, leave me alone. Stress can kill your sexual urge. Stress will kill it completely. You will not feel like making love with your partner. You will not feel attracted to your partner. If you are here and your spouse has not been sexually active, sometimes it may be stress. It may not be that they are cheating, it may just be stress. In short, many a times for men, stress can trigger men to start start misbehaving. You see a man that is taking alcohol, that is taking a lot of alcohol, sometimes it's because of stress. Because of stress. Because of stress. Stress can lead to resentment. You begin to feel resentful towards your spouse. Sometimes your spouse may not even have done anything. What is stressing you is at home, is at work. But you carry that stress, you brought it to your home, and you are projecting that frustration to your spouse. You need to be very, very careful. A lot of marriages, what destroyed their marriage is stress. Emotional stress, mental stress. That's what destroyed a lot of the marriages. Now, let us look at the things that can cause stress in marriage. Or before I even talk about that, let's talk about what is stress. What is stress? Now, I want you to write, what are the things that are stressing you in your marriage? Because I want you to share with me 5 things that has been stressing you in your marriage for the past 1 year. Please, I want you to share with me. Share with me. Share with me. 5 things that have been stressing you in your marriage. Please, I want you to share with me. Share with me, please. 5 things that have been stressing you in your marriage for the past 1 year. Who wants to share with us in the comment section? What are the 5 things that have been stressing you in your marriage? Anybody? Mrs. Iyonda, you are welcome. Mrs. Iyonda from Ibadan. You are welcome. You're welcome. What are the 5 things that are stressing you in your mind? Who would like to share? Thank you. Madeline says lack of communication. Awesome. Fantastic. Lack of have more answers. Lack of communication. Yes, I need more answers. More answers. More answers. I'm waiting for more answers. What are the 5 things that have been stressing you in your marriage? Silent treatments. Thank you for that. Yes. Silent treatments. Yes. That can be stressful. That can be stressful. All right. Because of time, let me tell you something. Now, financial constraints. Thank you, Yetunde. Now, let me tell you something about stress. And a lot of people may be hearing this for the first time. Many of the things that you think are stressing you in marriage are not the things that are really stressing you in your marriage. Many of the things you think are stressing you are not what is stressing you. Those things at their best are called stressors. They have the ability to stress you, but they cannot stress you. They can trigger stress, but they themselves cannot stress you. Now, Some of the things that can stress you in marriage is like what somebody said, neglect. When your spouse neglects you, it can stress you. It's a stressor. When your spouse is cheating, it can stress you. When your spouse is not meeting your needs, when your spouse is not meeting your emotional needs, it can stress you. When there's lack of support from your spouse, it can stress you. When the workload, let's say you are a wife, and only you clean the house, only you cook, only you are taking care of 4 children, you don't have house help, your husband does not support you, that one can stress you a lot. Or you are a man, only you are taking care of all the financial bills, and you are not even able to meet up. It can be a stressor. Constant quarreling can stress you. Constant arguments can stress you. Misunderstanding. When your spouse does not understand you, that can stress you. When your spouse is verbally abusive, it can be a stressor. When your spouse is manipulative, it can stress you. When your spouse lies a lot, it can stress you. Sometimes the stressor is coming from your in-law. When your in-laws are always, intruding into your marriage, it can stress you. Maltreatment from your in-laws can stress you. Maltreatment from your in-law can stress you. Yes, constant cheating can stress you. Maltreated from your spouse can stress you. Unmet expectations can stress you. When you expect them, before you marry, you had some expectation of your spouse, and your spouse is not meeting your expectation, it can stress you. Yes, finance also can stress you. Lack of money. When there are things that are needed in the marriage and those things are not provided, you need to pay rent. Or your spouse mismanage funds, it can stress you. Those things are called stressors. Now, I want to tell you the major 3 things that is stressing you. Apart from those things we mentioned, those things can stress you. But if you know how to control these 3 things I'm going to tell you now, you can largely control other things. Now, the first thing that stresses you the most is how you are interpreting what your spouse is saying to you or what your spouse is doing to you. How you are interpreting what your spouse is doing to you will stress you more than what your spouse is doing to you. How you are interpreting what is happening in your marriage will stress you more than what is happening in your marriage. So what I'm trying to say, that stress, the deepest part of stress is inside you first. How you interpret what your spouse is doing to you, how you interpret what is happening in your marriage will stress you more than what is even happening. So take, for example, I have a popular example I used to give. Imagine you close from work and you are going back home and you met a very long traffic jam, and you were in that traffic jam for 4 hours. How are you going to feel? You are going to feel angry, right? You are going to feel upset. You are going to feel frustrated. You are going to probably be tired. Now, imagine the next day, you found yourself in that same traffic. And as you got to that traffic, they made an announcement. And the announcement was, for every minute you spend in this traffic, you are going to be earning 100,000 naira. For every minute you spend in this traffic, how are you going to feel? You are going to feel excited, right? You are going to be very happy. You are going to be very, strengthened. You'll be energized. Your tiredness will fly away, right? Yes. Now, the first day, you were tired. You were angry. The second day in that same traffic, you are happy. What changed? The traffic did not change. What changed? It is how you interpreted the traffic that changed. So the first day, you interpreted the traffic as maybe waste of time. So you were angry. The second day, you interpreted the traffic as opportunity. I'm about to make money. You are happy. So the traffic itself is a stressor, but how you interpret the traffic will determine whether the stressor will stress you or not. Let me give another example. The man that is selling gala or bottled water in traffic, anytime he sees traffic, what happens to him? He's happy. He's excited. But you, anytime you see traffic, what happens to you? You are sad. You are frustrated. Same traffic, one man is excited, the other person is sad. So it's not the traffic that is stressing you, it is how you are interpreting the traffic that is stressing you. The same thing in marriage. The way you interpret what your spouse is doing matters a lot. Now, there are things that your spouse do that are outwardly wrong. But there are a lot of things that are not wrong. They are just a matter of differences. So let me give an example. Let's say your spouse likes to sleep very late. You like to sleep early. Now, anytime you're about to sleep early, you are always angry that your spouse is not ready to sleep. And because of that, that thing makes you angry, What is making you angry? It's not that your spouse is necessarily sleeping late. It's because of the way you are interpreting it. You are probably interpreting that this my spouse does not care. This my spouse does not understand time management. Once you start interpreting it as your spouse does not care, or you start interpreting it as your spouse is wicked, you are going to get upset. You are going to get angry. You are going to get resentful. Anytime you are angry with your spouse, you are upset with your spouse, one of the things you need to ask yourself is, what other way can I interpret this? What other way can I interpret this? Let's say your wife is always complaining. Your wife is always complaining. And that complaining is making you angry. It stresses you out. You need to question yourself, how am I seeing this complaint? If you are interpreting the complaining as this woman is senseless, this woman is inconsiderate, you are going to begin to feel hatred for your wife. You need to ask yourself, how else can I see this complaint? Maybe you need to start seeing this complaint as an opportunity for you to grow. Opportunity for you to change. Opportunity for you to become a better person. Opportunity for you to show to your wife that you care by attending to your wife's concern. So how you interpret what your husband is doing matters a lot. Now, there are some things that are outrightly wrong. Oh, I'm not saying for things that are outrightly wrong. Like if your husband is cheating now, there's no interpretation you want to give that one. Oh. That one is wrong. If your husband is beating you or your wife is beating you, that one is completely wrong. That one, there's no interpretation that will change that one. But there are things, a lot of things that stresses you in your marriage that it's not like it's wrong. It's just a matter of your husband is different from you. So take for example, you are a wife and your husband is always wanting to have sex. In a week, he wants to have sex like 5 times. But you are stressed. You don't want to have sex every time. Now, if you don't interpret what your husband is doing well, you are going to get angry. You begin to feel disgusted. This man is only sex. You need to ask yourself, what is the right interpretation to this thing? How can I interpret this, my husband's constant request, in a way that will empower me? You can interpret like, okay, this my husband actually loves me. This my husband is attracted to my beautiful body. This my husband is attracted to me and wants to connect with me. Then that will help you. First, you will not be angry. Then that will now help you to communicate your own needs. That, okay, my love, I feel tired. I feel stressed, but let us do it this time. So when you interpret what your husband is doing, first of all, it removes the frustration. It removes the stress. Then you can tackle the issue from a place of peace and love. Do you understand? So what I'm saying is that you need to master how you interpret what your husband is doing. Interpret how your wife is doing. Now, remember I said there are some things that are wrong. It's not everything that interpretation will solve. If your spouse is violent now and there's no interpretation, that one is wrong. If your spouse is cheating, that one is wrong. But in matters of differences, in matters of most divorces, you hear things like irreconcilable differences. In matters of disagreement, in matters of behavioral issues that are not too extreme, you can use reframing your interpretation to tackle those issues better. Instead of getting angry, instead of getting upset, instead of getting frustrated, if you change how you interpret what is happening, you can tackle the problem better. You can solve the problem better. So number one way to manage stress is to change how you interpret what your spouse is doing. Change how you interpret what is happening in your marriage. Always ask yourself, how else can I see this problem? So let's say you are having financial problem in your marriage, and let's say both of you are not able to meet up. Don't see it as, this is the end of this marriage. Once you start seeing it as the end of this marriage, you are going to be stressed. You are going to be overwhelmed. Start seeing this as a challenge to make us better. It's an opportunity for me and my husband or me and my wife to bond, to win this challenge. If we can win this challenge, it will empower us to love ourselves better. Many a times, the problem in your marriage is actually an opportunity for you and your spouse to bond better. The conflict in your marriage usually is an opportunity for you and your spouse to know yourself better. It's not usually, maybe this. If you interpret every conflict as this thing is shows that my marriage is a bad marriage. No, don't interpret that way. Interpret the quarrel as an opportunity for you to know your spouse better. An opportunity for both of you to set boundaries that will help your marriage. An opportunity for you to learn. An opportunity for you to love your spouse better. An opportunity for you to understand your spouse better. So how you interpret what is happening in your marriage matters a lot. Many people, they interpret their marriage as, okay, let's say your spouse is not understanding you. All of a sudden, you interpret it as, I have made a wrong choice. I have made a mistake in marriage. Once you interpret it that way like this, you begin to lose interest in your marriage. So change your interpretation. What is stressing you may actually be the opportunity for you to grow. Opportunity for you and your spouse to love yourself better. Opportunity for you and your spouse to understand yourself better. Now, please write this down. The problems in your marriage are opportunity for growth. The challenges you have in your marriage now can become the opportunity for you to grow. Opportunity for you to build a beautiful marriage. It could be an opportunity for you and your spouse to start again. Okay, this one we are always quarreling. Let us start again. Maybe I did not understand you well. Let me start asking the questions again. All right. So change your interpretation. Nothing has meaning except the meaning you give to it. Please write that down. Nothing has meaning except the meaning you give to it. So whatever is happening in your marriage, it is the meaning you are giving to it that will determine whether that thing will break your marriage or will build your marriage. So I want to take charge of the meaning you are giving to what is happening in your marriage, the meaning you are giving to what your husband is doing, what your wife is doing, and what you are doing. So take, for example, let's say your husband or let's say your wife is pregnant. And because of your wife is pregnant, your wife has not been available for you in terms of giving you attention. If you interpret that as my wife does not care, you will start to misbehave. You will feel stressed. You will feel frustrated. You might even start feeling hatred for your wife. But if you ask yourself, what other way can I see this thing? What if my wife is going through so much pain that even she herself, she does not even have time for herself? What if my wife is suffering from this pain she's going through? And what my wife needs now is even more attention. So anytime you are getting frustrated and you are getting upset at your spouse, question that feeling. Ask yourself, am I seeing this problem correctly? Question that feeling. Question it. Don't just be angry and you are not thinking. Don't just be upset and you are not thinking. Ask yourself, why am I angry? Oh, I think my wife does not care. Or I think my husband does not care. The question is that true? What other way can I see this thing? Or you can even have a conversation with your spouse and ask your spouse, I feel like you are neglecting me. Can you tell me why? Your spouse cannot tell, no, it's not like I'm neglecting you, but I've been so overwhelmed these days. Then you will now know how to help your spouse not to be overwhelmed, and you can solve the problem. A lot of time we get angry easily. And the reason why you are angry might be an assumption. You are assuming that your spouse does not care. You are assuming or you are judging your spouse by their past. And that is what is stressing you out. Relax. Question that emotion. Question that feeling. Question yourself. Nothing has meaning except the meaning you give to it. So give yourself an empowering meaning. Once you change the meaning, you will feel better. The problem may not go away, but you will feel better. The problem may not go away, but you will feel better. Okay? So I'll be talking more about this. I didn't know. I've spent a lot of time. I thought I was going to spend 30 minutes, but we spent almost 50 minutes now. So please, I'll be having a lot of live, maybe 2 every week, and we'll be preparing for a major event. We have a free masterclass coming up on the 8th to the 10th of August. On the 8th to the 10th of August, right? We are going to be talking about how to build connection, how to build your love in your marriage. So please, if you have not registered for that program, please, Victoria, please share the link. Share the link now. Share the link now. Share the link. If you want to register for the program, please share the link. Then, if you want to learn more about how you can manage stress, I have an ebook that I will recommend for you. The title of the ebook is Burnout to Fired Up. So normally that ebook goes for 10,000 naira, but tonight we are going to be giving you 50% discount. So please, my team should share the link now, right? share the link now so that people can share the link now so that people can, if you want to buy that ebook, Burn Out to Fired Up, you will learn more about how to, manage stress and manage burnout. Okay. Now I want to answer questions for 5 to 10 minutes before we go. If you have any question, please share your question. Share your question. If you have not subscribed to this channel, please subscribe. We are going to be having a lot of live sessions, right? We're going to be sharing. So I have not finished this on this matter. There's a lot to talk about. So we're going to do part 2 on Wednesday. On Wednesday by I think 7 p.m. We're going to have part 2, how to manage stress. How to manage stress. So today we've spoken about how you manage your interpretation. What is stressing you is how you are interpreting what's happening to you. Number 2, how you are reacting to what is happening to you. And number 3, your expectations. So today we've dealt with how you are interpreting what's happening to you. How you are interpreting what's happening to you, right? It determines whether you're going to deal. It determines your level of stress. All right. Any question? If you have any question, let me know in the comment section. Any question? Any comments? And please, Victoria, share the link. Share the links in the comment section, please. Any question? Any question? Let me know your thoughts. What do you think about what we just shared now? Because of time, I have to stop here. Right? We are going to talk about it more on Wednesday. So make sure, if you've not joined the WhatsApp group, please click on the link that will be shared. Click on the link. Please, I've not seen the link yet, though. Tell me, Victoria, please, can you help me share the link? All right. So I'm going to see you on Wednesday, 7 p.m. We'll continue how to manage marital stress in marriage. All right. Thank you very much. If you have any question, any comment, I'll be waiting for your questions and comments. Questions and comments. Yes, thank you, Fetia. Fetia, thank you. Ladia, thank you so much. Thank you. How was this session? How was this live for you? Fetia, yeah, it was really worth the time. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Yes. Any question, any comments? Oluwakpo, thank you. How can someone start communication between spouses when having an underlying issue? Thank you, Madeline. That's a very good question. That's a very good question. So, how do you start communication between your spouse when you are having an underlying issue? So, one of the things you can do is, number 1, you need to watch the timing of how you start the conversation. So before the timing, it's important to think about what you want to say. Write down what you want to say. Write down the problems. Okay, what exactly do you want to address? So that you're not emotional. You're not just emotional. Now, if you are a woman, when you want to talk to your husband about something that is very important, you need to be less emotional about it. Most men don't necessarily understand emotions. Most men are logical. So if you're a woman and you want to discuss with your husband about something that is very important in your marriage, you need to be less emotional. That's why you have to talk to him when you yourself, you are not stressed or you are not emotional. So relax, wait for the time when you are relaxed. He's also relaxed. You can talk to him, let's say, early in the morning. When he's relaxed, you are relaxed. So if you're a woman, when you want to talk to your husband, don't talk when you are angry, because you might say something you don't like. So don't talk when you feel frustrated. You can say something that you may regret. So calm down, Write down the things you want to talk about. Write down the things you want to talk about. Write it down so that you are clear. Write your point. Go over it in your mind. That's number one. Number two, in your mind, let your goal that you are going into the conversation is that you want to listen to your spouse also, and you want him to listen. You are not going into that conversation to win an argument. You are going into that conversation to understand your spouse and get understood. You are going into that conversation to understand your spouse and get understood. Okay? So, number three, when you are talking to your spouse, when you start the conversation, tell your spouse what you want, the outcome of the conversation. So you say, honey, I want to talk to you. And I don't want us to fight. I just want us to understand each other. Okay? I want us to understand. I don't want us to fight. I want to understand you, and I want you to understand me. Right? And please don't be offended. This is what I want to say. So that your spouse understand that you're not coming to attack them. Right? Number four, before you say your complaint, first appreciate your spouse. First say something they are doing right. Oh, I like the way you pay the bills. I like the way you always try to ensure that we don't lack anything. You will first say something you like about your spouse. You will first appreciate your spouse. Then you will now say something like, however, or you say, in addition to this. Don't say but. Once you say but, the appreciation, you have cancelled it. So you say, however, or in addition to this. You now say what you need to say. I don't like the way you come back home late. Then you tell him logical reasons why you don't want him to come back late. You say things like coming back late. So now when you're talking to a man, most men are selfish. When you want to convince your husband, you tell him how that thing will profit him and how that thing will damage him. So let's say he comes back late from work and he comes back late every night. You tell him to, like, if you keep coming back late, you are more in danger from robbery. Something bad can happen. You can be attacked at night. You know the country is not safe now. So you talk to him from the point of how this thing will benefit him. That's how you communicate with your husband. So remember what I said. You start with saying something that is good about him. You start with appreciating him. Then you talk about what you want to talk about, but in the light of how that thing will profit him and how that thing is affecting you. Then when you are ending the conversation, you end it with another appreciation. I know that you will listen to me. I know you are a good listener. You will listen to me. Even if he's not a good listener, you praise him. You appreciate him. Most likely, if you approach your husband that way, he's most likely going to be receptive. It's called the sandwich method. It's called the sandwich method. Okay? It's called the sandwich method. I hope I've answered your question. There's more to say about that, but I hope I've answered your question. Madeline, hope I've answered your question. Yeah, Missy said, how? Yeah, you're welcome, Mary. How will a wife cope with a cheating partner? This is a very serious question because people ask this question a lot. It depends on a lot of factors. Now, if your husband is someone that is a serial cheater, it depends a lot. But one major advice I'm going to give is that look for someone that your partner is accountable to. someone your partner respects and references, and report the matter to that person. Right? Let the person speak to your husband or speak to your wife. Right? Most times it's the men that cheat in this case. Right? Because most times the woman cheats, the man can leave or something. But most women have this issue of they have to cope with a coping man. I don't even like the word coping with a cheating partner because it's dangerous. A cheating partner can give you STD. All right. So I don't even think you should be coping with that kind of, because cheating is very dangerous. A cheating partner can kill you in the sense that they can come back with a dangerous sickness. Okay, and that's why you don't cope. That thing has to be solved, and that's why I believe, right? You have to look for somebody that can talk to him. Maybe it's his family, his boss at work, his pastor, his imam, somebody that he respects, and they need to hold him accountable. Number two is that both of you can go for marriage counseling. All right, go and see a marriage counselor. If he's willing to change, he can change. If he's willing to change, he can stop. Okay, so go and see a marriage counselor, right? Or take you and your partner, go and see somebody that can hold both of you accountable, that can hold him accountable. But please, don't let your partner infect you with a disease, because it's a very dangerous one. It's a very dangerous one. Very, very dangerous one. Okay? All right, any other question? If you have not subscribed to this channel, if you have not subscribed, if you've not, I'm coming. If you've not signed up for the masterclass, please sign up for the masterclass. I don't know why the link has not been shared, but I'm going to, once I upload this live, I'm going to put the other link on the live, right? So please, if you want to subscribe for this channel, subscribe. Then if you want to join the masterclass happening August 8 to 10, I'll put the link also for you. The link has been shared. The link has been shared. Please click on the link and please click on the link and register for the masterclass, how to build love and connection in your marriage. We'll be teaching extensively for 3 days, and it's completely free. It's completely free. Okay. If you want to buy the burnout book, you can also click on the link. I'll share the link when I upload right now. All right. So have a good night. Happy Sunday to everyone. I'll see you on Wednesday. Goodbye. 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 If you want to tell me how this has impacted you, this teaching was awesome. I'm very grateful to be here. Thank you. Awesome. I'm really learning. Oh, thank you, sir. Awesome. Thank you for the wonderful teaching. God bless you. Awesome. Fantastic. Fantastic. Awesome. What's your question, Mary? What's your question? Can someone get connected to he or a partner? All right, the issue of connection, just join the masterclass August 8. We'll talk well on the issue of connection, how to build connection and love in your marriage. All right. All right, thank you, everyone. Have a good night.